And after you've finished, you might fold it over, and then the next day, open it up, put a little bit more oil and apply it again. So you can use it for tumours, you can use it for cysts. I met a lady who told me she'd conquered her breast cancer by castor oil, wearing the castor oil compresses. In fact, one young girl I knew had a fibroid in her uterus. They wanted to operate, but she wanted to do it naturally. So she took the anise wild, or applied the anise wild yam cream to get the estrogen down, and applied the castor oil compresses to her abdomen.
What if a single anecdote could alter your entire outlook on life? Yes, that might sound like a bold claim, but the claim is absolutely true. Dr. Barbara O'Neill suggests some natural and lesser-known remedies and treatments that the traditional system of treatment would never tell you. But Dr. O'Neill's powerful stories and practical wisdom will challenge everything you thought you knew about health and personal growth. So, get ready to learn the top 10 remedies that could redefine your path to well-being and success. Buckle up, because these insights have the power to radically shift your perspective and inspire unparalleled change. Let's start with number 10, the 2-hour Earache Cure. God gave us two 100% natural things which have antibacterial and anti-inflammatory properties that can help alleviate ear pain: garlic and onions. If you take warm onion juice as eardrops, it will significantly reduce pain and fight infection. Same goes with garlic oil. You need to prepare it by soaking crushed garlic in warm olive oil, which can be used as eardrops to relieve discomfort and reduce inflammation. Basically, both remedies help by targeting the bacteria causing the infection. Dr. Barbara O'Neill recounts a remarkable incident of curing the earache of a girl next door using a cooked onion compress. After weeks of ineffective antibiotic treatments, she turned to this natural remedy with magical results. The process involves cooking an onion until it's soft, then wrapping it in a cloth and placing it over the affected ear. Within 2 hours, the child's earache noticeably improved.
I said, "What did your mother do when you were a little girl and you had an earache?" She said, "Mum would steam up an onion on the stove." So I went home, I steamed the onion up on the stove, and then I cut it in half. So you keep the skin on, and it keeps everything in place. The onion up in a cloth, a few layers. I tested it on my arm, and I put it on his ear. You can keep it on for as long as you can keep it warm. James slept for 2 hours. When he woke up, he was happy. I watched him all day, and the next day, and the next day. That was it. Just compare my experience, 2 hours sleep with onion on his ear, and then my last experience with my first daughter, 6 weeks and 4 courses of antibiotics. And I have since learned that you can steam it and squeeze it. And if you squeeze it, you'll get a few drops of juice out. This is when it's hot, and it'll be boiling hot. But when the hot juice hits the spoon, it'll go a nice temperature, and you can put that in the ear.
Onions contain sulfur compounds that have been traditionally used for their medicinal properties. When heated, these compounds become more active, enhancing their ability to fight infection and reduce inflammation. Not only that, but this method also uses the warmth of the cooked onion to increase blood flow to the area, which can further aid in healing. Number 9. Heart attack reversal in minutes. Dr. Barbara O'Neill highlights the remarkable potential of cayenne pepper in heart attack situations. She shares a dramatic account where a woman experiencing a heart attack saw rapid improvement in pulse strength after the administration of cayenne pepper. Cayenne pepper, scientifically known as Capsicum annuum, contains capsaicin, a compound that significantly enhances blood circulation and dilates blood vessels. This effect is crucial during a heart attack, as it can increase blood flow to the heart muscle, thereby improving oxygenation and reducing damage. Dr. O'Neill explains that administering 1 teaspoon of cayenne pepper in a glass of warm water can produce immediate results. The pepper stimulates the cardiovascular system, quickly restoring a stronger pulse. This natural remedy is particularly beneficial due to its rapid action and accessibility. Capsaicin also has a fibrinolytic effect, meaning it helps dissolve blood clots, a common cause of heart attacks. In her account, the woman's pulse strength markedly improved within minutes of consuming the cayenne mixture.
Let me tell you about an experience I had a few years ago. It was one of our retreats. I got the call, lady'd had a heart attack. I was only 3 minutes away, that's why you have to be fit. I ran down. It was a cooking class with about 16 people, and she was lying on the floor. She was 80. Her husband said she'd already had a few that year, and they always called the ambulance, but they thought, let's see what they do. And I said to my offsider, cayenne pepper, quickly. We got the cayenne pepper. Now, there was a guy holding a pulse, and he said the pulse is almost gone. She was just white. So I don't know how much I got. You're just in a hurry. So I think I got about half a teaspoon, put it straight in her mouth. She was half conscious, gave her a little bit of water to drink. And the guy holding the pulse yelled out, "The pulse is strong." This would have been 2 minutes. And you could feel that pulse come back, and all the blood came back to her face. She sat up and said, "What happened?" Everyone around was going, "Whoa."
Dr. O'Neill emphasizes the importance of having cayenne pepper readily available, especially for individuals at high risk of heart attacks. Number 8. Tetanus Scare Overcome Naturally. Tetanus scars heal naturally as your body repairs the skin. If you keep the wound clean and moist, it helps it heal faster. Plus, eating healthy foods supports the healing process. Over time, the scar will fade and become less noticeable. Avoiding infection is key to good healing. Dr. Barbara O'Neill shares a compelling account of overcoming a potential tetanus infection through natural remedies. She describes treating a severe foot infection by utilizing a combination of hot and cold treatments and potato poultices. The process began with alternating hot and cold foot baths to stimulate circulation and enhance the immune response. Hot water dilates blood vessels, improving blood flow and nutrient delivery to the affected area, while cold water constricts blood vessels, reducing inflammation and pain. Dr. O'Neill emphasizes the effectiveness of potato poultices in drawing out toxins and reducing infection. The method involves grating raw potatoes and applying the mixture directly to the infected area, covering it with a cloth.
But the potato is very soothing and cooling. You would do that. I'll tell you the most remarkable story I've had with the potato. When I lived in the rainforest, there was a guy who lived on our property at the end of our paddock, you call it a field, in a caravan. He was a real hippie, and he was sickling the grass. You know what a sickle is? With bare feet. So what's going to happen next? The sickle went into the back of his ankle. Now, I heard about it, but I didn't see him for a few days, and one of the guys said, "Have you seen Chris? His foot's up like a red balloon, and there's a red line going up his leg. And he's lying in bed smoking marijuana, waiting for nature to heal." The body will heal if you give it the right conditions. And one of the problems with the marijuana, it was dulling the pain, but the pain was telling him to do something. So I said, we'll bring him up. So they brought him up, and the first thing I do, and Vanessa will show you this tomorrow night, I got 2 buckets of water, one hot, one ice cold, and I put his foot straight into the hot water. Now, I had his foot in my hand, and I was just watching his face. If it was too hot, I put a bit of cold in, because that first one can be, hard to take. 3 minutes. See, after 3 minutes, the blood slows down. So then you put it into the ice cold and everything moves up again, as Vanessa will explain to you. While it's in the cold, I put a little bit more hot water in the hot. And then so 30 seconds in the cold, after 30 seconds, things are slowing down. So you bring it back into the hot. So I did that 3 times, 3 hots and 3 colds. His pain had reduced by 50%. See, what that does is it brings fresh blood into the area, which drives old blood out, which gets the inflammation down somewhat. And then I made a very big grated potato poultice. You see, he had a wound that had healed on the outside, and it had not healed on the inside. And tetanus happens in an area of a wound that hasn't healed from the inside and sealed on the outside, and there's an element of horse organism. Well, we had a horse in the paddock, so he was a perfect environment for tetanus. So I put a big grated potato poultice on his foot, and I said, come back in 2 hours. He could limp now. So just that reaction tells me we're getting results. When he came back after 2 hours, I took this off and the wound was oozing, and the red line had gone down about 4 inches. Now, if he was still in pain and the red line hadn't gone down, we would take him straight to hospital. If in doubt, but we're an hour from hospital, so we could see results. And he did not want to go to hospital. So if he didn't want to go to hospital and we could see he was dying, we'd take him. Of course you do. So I did hot and colds again, and I did another grated potato, and I said, come back again at 6 o'clock, another few hours. And every time he came back, the line was going down, 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 and the foot was going down, down, and the foot was still oozing. See, this draws. And when he took it out, you could see the area where it was drawing. And then he put the grated potato on, we put it on after another hot and cold all night. He came over in the morning, we did another hot and cold, and the red line was gone.
Potatoes have natural anti-inflammatory and antimicrobial properties, making them an effective remedy for infections. The poultices were changed regularly to maintain their effectiveness. Throughout the treatment, Dr. O'Neill monitored the wound closely, ensuring it remained clean and free from further contamination. She also highlights the importance of a robust immune system in fighting infections, advocating for a diet rich in vitamins and minerals to support overall health. Her use of hot and cold treatments, along with potato poultices, provides a holistic alternative for those wanting to address infections naturally. This method not only eased the infection, but also avoided antibiotics, demonstrating the healing power of natural remedies. Number 7. Chronic leg pain, resolved with castor oil. Castor oil, rich in ricinoleic acid, also has anti-inflammatory and analgesic properties. When applied topically, it penetrates the skin to reduce inflammation and alleviate pain. Its warming effect improves blood circulation in the affected area, aiding in pain relief. Regular use can help in managing chronic leg pain by addressing underlying inflammation. Massaging the oil into the legs enhances its efficacy. For best results, use it consistently and combine it with stretching or exercises. Dr. Barbara O'Neill shares her personal experience of resolving chronic leg pain using castor oil compresses. She explains that her leg pain stemmed from an old injury that had caused persistent discomfort. Initially skeptical, she turned to castor oil due to its historical use for various ailments and its anti-inflammatory properties. Dr. O'Neill applied a castor oil compress by soaking a cloth in castor oil, placing it on the affected area, and covering it with plastic wrap to retain heat and moisture. She then applied a heating pad to enhance absorption. This process was repeated nightly for several weeks.
It's like a little pack. The thicker the pack, the more castor oil it can hold, and the more castor oil can go into you. Now what I've done is I've cut up an incontinence pad, I've cut it up, and I've opened it up, and I've put a few layers of cloth in there to make it thicker. And what I'm going to do is put masking tape on the edge. So the beauty of this is the plastic isn't really touching you. So the only thing that's touching you is the paper topping, and it's got that cloth.
The results were significant. Dr. O'Neill experienced a noticeable reduction in pain and inflammation after a few days. Over time, the chronic pain, which had previously resisted other treatments, diminished substantially. She attributes this improvement to the deep penetration of castor oil into the tissues, where it stimulates lymphatic circulation and promotes the elimination of toxins. Castor oil is rich in ricinoleic acid, known for its anti-inflammatory and analgesic properties, which likely contributed to the alleviation of her symptoms. Number 6. Nighttime cough, conquered with onions. Onions have natural anti-inflammatory and antimicrobial properties that can help soothe coughing and ease respiratory discomfort. Their sulfur compounds help break down mucus, making it easier to expel. Simply cut an onion and inhale its vapors, or use it in a homemade cough syrup for relief.
What I'm going to do now is make onion syrup. Now this is one of the best cough syrups that you can make, and it is so easy and everyone loves it. Especially when the children aren't used to sugar, which my children weren't. I've put a layer of chopped onion in a jar, and now I'm going to put approximately a teaspoon of honey. This must be good honey, it's very thick. And you know, the best honey is thick honey. So that's about a teaspoon of honey. Now another layer of onions. Another teaspoon of honey. Needs 2 holes. Now by the end of this evening, a syrup should have formed. Can you see what I'm doing there? Now I'm putting another layer of onion. Now, because I don't want to spend another 5 minutes peeling and chopping another onion, this is all I'm going to do, but you certainly can fill your jar. So another, I'll put an extra dose up on, we'll put maybe 2 teaspoons of honey on the top. And I'm glad we've got this thick honey, because all honey should be like that. You know, a lot of honey has got glucose syrup in it, which is just sugar water. So whenever honey is thin and runny in the winter, get worried. It's got sugar in it. And my children used to put honey on their porridge, and you know, they dig it out like candied honey, but as soon as it goes in the porridge, it melts. So can you see that? It's a great illustration because the honey's quite dark. Now that honey's just sitting there with the onion, but in about an hour you'll see a syrup formed. Now this is a cough mixture, and if someone's got a bad cough, they can have a teaspoon of that 3 times a day, or a child could have a half a teaspoon 3 times a day. So if your child's coughing very badly, give them a teaspoon of onion syrup, chop up the onion in 2 plastic bags, wrap it on their feet and put them to bed. They should and you should have a nice sleep that night. So that's another thing that you can do with the onion, is the onion syrup.
Dr. Barbara O'Neill's experience with using onions to alleviate nighttime coughs highlights a simple yet effective home remedy. According to Dr. O'Neill, her grandson suffered from a persistent cough that resisted conventional treatments. In search of relief, she applied chopped onions to his feet, a method rooted in folk medicine. The process involves placing fresh, finely chopped onions directly on the soles of the feet and securing them with socks overnight.
My grandson, he was 3 at the time. I was visiting my daughter and he had a bad cough. And she gave him a hot bath, which always eases the cough, and put him to bed, and he was coughing and coughing and coughing and coughing. And we thought he'll be asleep in a minute, but he kept coughing and coughing. So after half an hour, I said to Em, let's do the onion. So we got him up, we chopped up an onion and put half the onion chopped up on one foot and half on the other foot, and put him to bed. Not one more cough. It's almost unbelievable.
This remedy leverages the sulfur compounds and essential oils in onions, which are believed to have antimicrobial and anti-inflammatory properties. The theory is that these compounds, when absorbed through the feet, work to soothe throat irritation and reduce coughing. Dr. O'Neill observed a marked improvement in her grandson's condition after using this method. The cough diminished significantly, illustrating the potential efficacy of this unconventional approach. Though not widely validated by scientific research, anecdotal evidence supports its effectiveness for some individuals. This remedy aligns with traditional practices that use the feet as a conduit for therapeutic substances. The simplicity and accessibility of the onion treatment make it an attractive option for those seeking natural remedies for persistent coughs. Number 5. Boil breakthrough with cooked onion. Boiling onions helps break down their cellular structure, making them easier to digest and releasing beneficial compounds. Onions contain quercetin, an antioxidant that can be more available when cooked. The heat also deactivates certain enzymes that might otherwise interfere with nutrient absorption. Additionally, cooking onions enhances their flavor and reduces their pungency, making them more palatable. This process makes their health benefits, including anti-inflammatory and heart health properties, more accessible. Dr. Barbara O'Neill recounts a case demonstrating the efficacy of a cooked onion poultice for treating boils. A woman experienced a painful boil that showed no improvement with conventional treatments. Desperate for relief, she followed Dr. O'Neill's advice to use a cooked onion poultice. The process involves heating an onion until it's soft and then applying it directly to the affected area.
A lady told me about this. She had a boil on her back and she told her friend, and she said, we need to cook up an onion. See, an onion is a drawer. And she put the onion straight onto the boil. Obviously she waited till it wasn't going to burn her, but it was still quite hot. And then she put that plastic square over again. If you don't want plastic on the skin, and I can understand that, you can put a wool there because wool will insulate. And then she taped it on. And she left it there for 24 hours. And when she took it off, everything came out. She said she's never had a boil resolve so quickly.
The onion's antimicrobial properties, coupled with its ability to draw out impurities, helped rapidly alleviate the infection. The woman applied the poultice multiple times a day. Within 24 hours, the boil began to soften, and within 48 hours, it was significantly reduced in size and pain. The poultice not only expedited the healing process, but also reduced inflammation and discomfort associated with the boil. Onions contain compounds such as allicin and sulfur, which are known for their antibacterial and anti-inflammatory effects. These compounds work by combating infection and drawing out toxins. Number 4. Singer's voice restored with ginger's anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties can soothe the vocal cords and reduce irritation, aiding in voice recovery. Its compounds, like gingerol, help decrease inflammation and support overall throat health. This makes ginger an effective natural remedy for vocal strain and discomfort. Dr. Barbara O'Neill highlights the capability of ginger in restoring a singer's voice quickly. According to her, ginger contains compounds like gingerol, which possess anti-inflammatory and antimicrobial properties. These properties are crucial for soothing vocal cords and reducing inflammation, thereby alleviating hoarseness and vocal strain. The case study involves a singer who faced voice loss before an important performance.
I was at a function, it was a health seminar, and in the break, everyone went and had their herb teas, and there was a girl with a tiny little grater grating ginger. And I said, "Ah, ginger." She said, "I'm an entertainer, I'm a singer." She said, "I was in Greece last year and I lost my voice, and a little Greek lady made me a hot ginger tea." She said, "I sang that night." So she said, "I travel with my little grater everywhere I go." So very nice on a sore throat or hoarse throat. Now we're going to look at what you can do with ginger externally. So I always take a plate.
Dr. O'Neill recommended hot ginger tea as an immediate remedy. The hot temperature of the tea helps to increase blood flow to the vocal cords, promoting quicker healing. Meanwhile, ginger's natural compounds work to reduce inflammation and irritation in the throat. The preparation of the tea is straightforward. Steep fresh ginger slices in boiling water for 10-15 minutes. This method ensures that the tea is rich in gingerol and other beneficial compounds. Drinking this tea can help in not only soothing the throat, but also in improving overall vocal clarity by addressing minor infections and inflammation. Dr. O'Neill emphasizes that while ginger tea can provide significant relief, it should be used in conjunction with other voice care practices, such as proper hydration and vocal rest, for optimal results. Number 3. Cold feet warmed by cayenne. Cayenne pepper contains capsaicin, which enhances blood circulation by dilating blood vessels, warming up cold feet. The compound also activates sensory neurons, which can create a warming sensation. This increased blood flow helps to counteract coldness and promote warmth. Dr. Barbara O'Neill suggests using cayenne pepper compresses as an effective natural remedy to combat chronically cold feet, a condition often linked to poor circulation. Cayenne pepper contains capsaicin, a compound known for its ability to stimulate blood flow and enhance circulation. This effect is crucial for individuals whose feet remain persistently cold due to inadequate blood supply. To create a cayenne pepper compress, mix 1 to 2 teaspoons of cayenne pepper with a small amount of water until it forms a thick paste. Apply this paste onto a clean cloth, then place the cloth on your feet. It is essential to ensure the paste is not overly hot to avoid skin irritation or burns.
Cold feet, you must never allow your feet to get cold, because perfect health requires perfect circulation, and perfect circulation means that your feet are the same as the rest of your body, the same temperature. I used to get cold feet a lot till I started exercising. You see, exercise is the best cure for poor circulation, especially that interval training. But we have had many people come with cold feet. We've had a few people come with peripheral neuropathy. They've lost the feelings in their extremities. Now, if someone's lost the feelings in their extremities, you can never do hot and cold foot treatments on them. You put cold feet into really hot water, you can damage the tissues. So you have to be very cautious with that. But you can put a cayenne pepper compress on the bottom of the feet.
The cayenne pepper's capsaicin works by promoting vasodilation, the process of widening blood vessels. This leads to increased blood flow to the extremities, which can alleviate the sensation of coldness in the feet. O'Neill's recommendation is particularly useful for individuals who struggle with cold feet despite other interventions. The warming effect of the compress can provide temporary relief and improve comfort levels. However, it is important to use this treatment with caution. Regular application of the cayenne pepper compress should be monitored to avoid potential adverse skin reactions. The principle behind this remedy is to harness capsaicin's natural heat-inducing properties to counteract the effects of poor circulation. By improving blood flow to the feet, cayenne pepper compresses offer a practical, non-invasive solution for enhancing warmth and comfort. Number 2. Sore throat. Soothed by raw onion. Raw onions contain sulfur compounds that have antibacterial and anti-inflammatory properties. These compounds help reduce throat inflammation and fight off infection. When eaten raw, onions can provide relief from sore throat symptoms by soothing irritation and boosting the immune response. Dr. Barbara O'Neill recommends using raw onion compresses as a natural remedy for soothing sore throats, leveraging onions' potent medicinal properties. Onions are renowned for their anti-inflammatory and antimicrobial effects, which make them particularly effective in alleviating throat discomfort. The primary compounds responsible for these benefits include quercetin, a flavonoid with strong anti-inflammatory properties, and sulfur compounds, which have antimicrobial and expectorant effects.
There's a couple of places you can use the raw onion, and one is for a sore throat. Now, if you want to tell a friend about this because maybe they've got a sore throat, they can go to YouTube and Google Barbara O'Neill, and there is a onion natural remedies lecture there, poultices. So for the sore throat, you finely slice the onion into a few slices. And what we do is, if the sheets get old, you just tear up the sheets. And then you put this sliced onion on the cloth, and you fold the cloth over, and then fold it back over. And then that will go around the throat like that, and then you can wrap a scarf around it, nice woolly scarf, and you can go to sleep with that, and it'll bring relief to the sore throat. I think we all know that when you cut up an onion, you're likely to cry, is that right? So that's a clear indication that that onion juice is very good at breaking up mucus on the chest, in the throat, in the head.
To prepare an onion compress, start by slicing a raw onion into thin pieces. Place these slices onto a piece of cloth or bandage to create a makeshift poultice. Secure the cloth around your throat, ensuring the onion slices are in direct contact with the skin, but not too tight. The compress should be worn for about 30 to 60 minutes. During this time, the onion's volatile oils and active compounds are absorbed through the skin, working to reduce inflammation, fight bacteria, and soothe the pain. Dr. O'Neill underscores the importance of using fresh raw onions for this remedy, as heating or cooking can degrade the beneficial compounds. The onion's natural expectorant properties can help to clear mucus and phlegm from the throat, promoting a quicker recovery. This method also aligns with holistic health practices, aiming to support the body's natural healing processes without resorting to synthetic medications. It is recommended to repeat this treatment several times throughout the day, especially if symptoms persist. Number 1. Digestive distress. Eased with garlic. Garlic can alleviate digestive distress due to its antimicrobial and anti-inflammatory properties. It contains allicin, a compound that helps fight harmful bacteria and reduces inflammation in the gut. Garlic also promotes healthy digestion by stimulating the production of digestive enzymes. Its prebiotic effect supports beneficial gut bacteria, enhancing overall gut health. Additionally, garlic may help relax the digestive tract, reducing symptoms like bloating and gas. Dr. Barbara O'Neill underscores the transformative role garlic can play in alleviating digestive distress, focusing on its potent antibiotic and digestive health benefits. Garlic, known for its high allicin content, a sulfur-based compound with notable antimicrobial properties, works effectively to combat harmful bacteria within the gut. This action helps to maintain a balanced gut microbiome, which is essential for optimal digestion and nutrient absorption. By preventing the overgrowth of pathogenic bacteria, garlic supports a healthier digestive environment, reducing symptoms such as bloating, gas, and indigestion. Garlic also enhances the digestive process by stimulating the production of digestive enzymes. These enzymes are crucial for breaking down food more efficiently, which can alleviate common digestive issues like bloating and discomfort after meals. The enzyme-enhancing properties of garlic help in smoother digestion, thus promoting overall digestive comfort and function. Furthermore, O'Neill points out garlic's significant anti-inflammatory effects attributed to compounds such as diallyl sulfide. This can be particularly beneficial for individuals suffering from inflammatory conditions such as gastritis or irritable bowel syndrome, IBS. By reducing inflammation in the digestive tract, garlic helps to soothe irritation and discomfort, contributing to improved digestive health. Garlic's benefits extend to its ability to enhance bile production, which aids in the digestion and absorption of fats. This process helps prevent constipation and supports regular bowel movements, contributing to a more balanced digestive system. Incorporating garlic into the diet, whether through raw consumption, cooking, or supplements, provides a natural and effective means to manage and alleviate digestive issues. So, have you ever used any of these methods before? If yes, what was your experience? Let us know your views in the comments. If you found this video useful, be sure to like, subscribe, and tap the bell icon for more health tips from Dr. Barbara O'Neill. And are you curious about how 99% of people make mistakes in hydrating themselves daily? Click on this video and find out if you're also in that 99%.